Welcome everybody to today's video. I've got a pretty cool one for you. We're going to be dropping into the gap. I'm not going to show you exactly where, but there's some really cool fishing spots here. And so the first dive I did, actually this is the second one. The first one is at the end, but it's not as good as this one. But you could see here we're at 175 feet, and there's that kelp on the floor, which is really cool with those big fronds. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna try and look that up. If anybody knows, let me know. You can see here that there's fish there, but when I was on the cell phone, I really couldn't see it because I'm looking out of my little phone. They look like some sort of rockfish. I'm not sure. And I didn't see him, so I don't know what I was thinking. But we go on through here, and today the current, I thought I hit the current at the top, but apparently I was a little bit too late, and the current had already been switching, and it was a spring tide, so it's really been, the current's been moving pretty quickly. And you'll see that in the second video. But yeah, it's just it's just amazing to me that we can use these drones to come down here and check out what we're looking at. And I think it gives everybody a little better idea on what's down there. And that, so you can see those seaweed fronds there. And look how big they are, and they just kind of hold on. I think that was pretty cool. So I go down. There's like this little sandy patch here between these little rock reefs are in striation. If you download the Navionics boating app, it kind of gives you a better idea of what's going on with that. Now there's a fish there. I think that's a whitefish. I think so. Well, actually, that might have been a female sheephead. But nonetheless, in this video, we do see a bunch of whitefish, and I get a really cool shot of these things because I remember this spot, we were slamming them, the whitefish. That's all we were catching, and so you can see why. But I come cruising along here. And it's kind of the same thing that everyone really likes to see. And I'm just kind of cruising around looking for things. And you can kind of see a whole bunch of fish here on the top of the screen. Usually you can see a whole bunch of marks together. You're driving over it because your cone is so big. It's like 100 feet to 200 feet wide. What your returns are. So you can get a whole bunch of marks because they're just swimming around, it looks like, in these little areas, and they're just chilling, doing their things, schooling around. I know that I tilt the drone up here for a little bit. Oh, there's a nice, yeah, those whitefish are really cool looking underwater. Look at that nice yellow tail. So there they are. Look at that. That's all whitefish. Pretty cool. Who knows what they're doing? That looks like a little half moon perch right there. But I don't know. That could have been a whitefish, just the coloring. There's a starfish you can see in the frame. So yeah, I drift into these little rocks here. And so I'm not anchored up on the hook here because I wanted to try a drift. And I turn on my light, and you can see there's two different colors of that seaweed there. And I'm trying to look in here. That's a sheephead. It's a female, so they're just kind of cruising around. You can see that there's a sea urchin in there. I'm really kind of looking for some lobster down here to see if they even live down there, because I've heard they live real, they sometimes live deep. But I end up blowing it, and I hit the bottom there. Which, all that sand, you gotta clean it out from the Gladius Mini motors. I've learned. I had to buy a whole new set, and I'm still putting that video together. And so I ran out of battery there because you know, I charged it up and it went from like 40% to 0. But this was my first dive, and I went for it full send down to 190. And look at that. Look at this guy. And we were slamming huge Piccaccio and huge olive rockfish, and I got 3 probably personal bests of rockfish this trip. I had a huge vermilion, I had a huge Piccaccio, and I had a huge olive rockfish, and also we also caught a 12-pound lobster. Quite amazing. But for this segment, I was on the hook, and I was right above like a whole bunch of fish. But when I dropped the drone down, the line there was a lot of current, and it just wasn't working. And the light at this one area in the gap wasn't very much at all. I don't know if that was due to like just the extra 20 feet of no light. But, you know, I just couldn't get the drone down because the tether was being dragged by the current. So you can imagine like almost 200 feet of line getting dragged by the current. That's why it's so important to have a real small line. But anyway, so the next one here, I filmed me after we caught this big old 12-pound lobster. I filmed the one of the traps sitting below, and just kind of showing you guys what it looks like underwater and how it should be set up. So I have one of these traps here, and I got my little bait tube in there, and we didn't end up catching any lobster on this little run, but we did film this, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it's kind of hard to find this at night. But anyway, I hope you guys liked the video today, and subscribe if you can. It sure helps me out. Click the like button. Who knows what this channel might turn into, but can't do it without you guys. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week.